So everybody wants to give these big stories about being in prison, going to prison, all the shit that happens while you're there. Today I want to talk to you about getting out of prison. What is it like that first day? What goes through your mind? What kind of challenges do you have? What kind of shocking things happen to you when you come out? Few ways to prepare somebody to get out of there, and I know I certainly wasn't prepared. So right now I'm going to share with you my experience the day I came home after serving 10 years in prison. Thanks for watching. When I finally came home from prison after serving 10 years, I was completely shell-shocked. The world had changed so much. There were so many things that I didn't know how to do. I got locked up when I was 21 years old. I spent from the time I was 21 years old to the time I was 31 years old in the Department of Corrections. While I was in prison, I really tried to stay focused on what I could do while I was there. At first, I was constantly on the phone, trying to talk to people, trying to call people, anything I could do to escape the reality that I was living in. It took me a couple years to realize the best way that I could do time was to focus my mind on exactly what I could do while I was here. It's not the easiest thing to do, but there are ways that you can keep your mind active and stay occupied in your time. You can use your time to advantage, and that's exactly what I did. Like I said before, my first couple years, I just really I was feeling sorry for myself. I was not focused. I was playing the whole victim card, that whole thing. When I realized that it was up to me to make my own future, I really buckled down and practiced every day on my craft. So when I came home, I would be ready. Before I came home, I got a cell phone. Now, cell phones are not legal to have in prison. You can get in very big trouble, but to me, it was worth the risk. I needed to be in contact with the outside. I needed to reach out and communicate with other people that were in my profession, which happened to be tattooing. I was trying my hardest to become part of this tattoo community, and I did. It was very challenging to walk the line. I didn't tell a lot of people that I was locked up, but I put a lot of my work out there, making sure that I hid the faces, making sure that none of my clients in prison got in trouble, because that could have caused a whole bunch of things. Making sure I didn't leave any incriminating things that would link me to the person that was doing the tattoos back here. And also, when I'm trying to get my name out there, nobody in their right mind wants to get too close to somebody that's in prison that they don't know. And that's understandable. By the time I got out, I had built a very close network of people that were on the street and people that were in the industry, and I had a job lined up, and I had all that kind of stuff. I had it all ready to go. I don't think anything can really prepare you after spending that much time in prison to when you walk out those doors. I was probably 5 hours away from home, the prison that I was at when I got out. And when I got out, my mom picked me up. I put on my real clothes for the first time, gave away all my belongings to everybody else that was at the prison, mainly my roommate. I remember coming outside, there was one guy that had 30 years and he was sitting there on the front stairs wondering what he was going to do with his life. Although I felt sad, I also felt very grateful that I had a family that was going to help me out when I got out. So we get in the car. I haven't been in a car in 10 years. We're driving back. We stop at a gas station. I just walk in. Everybody's handling their own business. Nobody's really paying me attention. But in my mind, I think everybody's looking at me. I think everybody knows exactly who I am, exactly where I came from, exactly what I did. After having eyes on you for that long, looking at you, constantly thinking that you're up to something, that you're doing something bad, it does something to your mind. It makes you think that everybody's looking at you. So that was one of the first things I noticed, and I kind of knew in my mind that I was being a little paranoid, but it didn't stop the feeling. We get back on the road, we stop at a fast food restaurant, got some food. That was good to eat something that wasn't from prison food. Right now, I wasn't one of the people that got out and like, oh, I just want to taste this food, da 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 da. I had a dream. I wanted to find success. I wanted to go get some money. I wanted to go get a car. I wanted to go get a house. These are the things that interested me, not so much all the little things like that. So we pull up to my mom's house, and this is really where things started to throw me for a loop. I get out of the car. I haven't been this close. You got to imagine, all I've seen in the last 10 years is heavy steel doors, concrete under my feet. Everybody's wearing the same clothes. There's no real external stimulation. So when I got home, I walked up the stairs. The stairs felt miniature. I know this is kind of hard for you to understand. The stairs felt like they were mini stairs. Everything felt small. I grabbed the front door. The doorknob turns so effortlessly. I pull the door open and I feel like I'm going to rip the whole door off the hinges. It felt like a piece of cardboard because every door that I touched in the last 10 years was heavy steel, industrial, just hard. And I opened that door up, slung the door, it went and bounced against the side of the house, and I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. I walk inside, and the first thing, I'm overwhelmed with all the trinkets on top of counters. I'm overwhelmed by the artwork on the walls. I look to see a big TV. There were so many things to look at and so many colors and everything. It just threw me for a loop, and this was something that I never really considered. Walking on the floor of my mom's house literally felt like I was walking on a trampoline. I hadn't walked on anything except for concrete in 10 years. So every time my feet hit the ground, there was no give. When I walked in that house, my feet literally felt like they were going to go through the floor. And when I walked and heard the little trinkets and everything on top of the countertops jingling and everything, I could feel the movement in the house. If that makes sense to you, I just want you to put yourself in a situation where you haven't seen any of this stuff for so long, and everything feels almost cheap. And it wasn't, My mom's house is pretty nice, but it felt like everything was made out of cardboard. I've been riding in the car. I've been drinking all kinds of water and everything. So obviously I gotta go take a leak. I walk in that bathroom door. The bathroom door really, really feels like a piece of paper. Sling that thing open, and I shut the door behind me. And this is the first time I've been in a bathroom by myself in 10 years. I go in, I look at the toilet, and the toilet literally looks like a toy. It looks not even real. It looks like what is this thing? I'm used to only using these heavy steel or heavy ceramic toilets. And I use the bathroom, I flip the little lever, and I don't think I'm doing it right because if you flip a lever in prison, the water rushes out. You could suck a daggone basketball down there if you wanted to. And I hit it, and it's just ding, 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 and the water's slowly circling, going down the drain. And it felt, I cannot tell you more how weird this whole situation felt. I felt like I was in a dream, in a very strange place. The prison, the industrial architecture, the bricks, the concrete, the steel, that was my norm. That's everything I knew. I thought about so many things about getting out and everything, but these are the things that originally hit me. And at this point, I realized that I had finally made it. It was finally starting to hit me that life that I had to live for, at this point, from 21 to 30, I'd spent a third of my entire life, my entire adult life, in prison. Those are some weird things that I felt at first. And this video is probably gonna have to be in 2 parts because I want to really hone in on dealing with people, talking to people, my communication with people that also really threw me a loop. And I think I can make an entire video on that. Reintegrating into society, becoming, I don't know, it's almost more like saying, shedding away all these defenses and everything that I had put up. Because when you're in prison, you're living in survival mode. Now, yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the street, but you can get away if you want to. In prison, you're constantly surrounded by, there's no escape. It's your reality 24/7. I've been to prisons where you gotta sleep in your bunk with your boots on because you don't know what's gonna happen. I've been to prison where you gotta go to the shower with your boots on just in case something pops off. Being in a house like this, the next thing I did was take a shower. I wanted to get rid of everything that I had while I was in prison. I didn't want any of it anymore, and that included the feeling on your skin. I felt like I needed to wash and cleanse my body of all the shit that I had been accustomed to for that long. So I get in the shower, same thing. The door, the knobs on the shower feel like plastic. And I just I turn the shower on. I can adjust the water to the perfect temperature. I have all these different soaps and shampoos and body wash and loofahs and washcloths and everything, but I didn't have my shower shoes. And that was a very strange feeling too. In prison, you have to wear your shower shoes in the shower. If not, you'll get athlete's foot or fungus or someone else's babies between your toes, and that is not what you want, my friend. So I got I'm in the shower, barefoot, everything. I got the door shut outside. I'm peeping out the curtain just every once in a while, just in awe, looking and saying, damn, this is really taking me for a loop. So get out of the shower still barefoot. Felt so weird to have your bare feet on the ground. I know this was just something that really, really stuck out to me too. So I get out of the shower. By this time, I'm having some family come over. I'm having some friends that are from out of town come over, all to wish me luck and to see me come home. We're sitting around the living room. My stepdad puts on the radio. We're listening to good music. My mom's in the kitchen. She's cooking up some fire food. I'm getting these smells. I'm having people hug me and tell me that they're so glad to see me, and I'm getting this overwhelming sense of love, but it felt weird because I haven't had that in so long. Everybody wanted to see me do good, and I could not let them down. So I remember sitting there surrounded by all these people, and I thought I'd be bubbly and happy and everything, but because I was so overstimulated, I remained quiet for most of the time, just looking around, people asking me questions, how do you feel? And I'm good, everything's good. And this first day, getting out, I ate so much food, I drank plenty of beer, I'm feeling good. After we get done, everybody goes home. I go to a bed, my own bedroom, close the door to my own bedroom, and it's just me in there. And it is silent. And I wished so hard for that whole time that I could be by myself in a room in a nice bed, and here I was, but inside my mind, I felt so uneasy because there was no noise. All the things that I wanted to get rid of stuck with me, and I didn't want it anymore, but I felt uneasy not hearing the constant chatter from other inmates, from not hearing the clinking and clanking and all this kind of stuff that after you become used to almost lulls you away to sleep. All these things were gone. I laid awake all night long in that comfortable bed with those brand new clean sheets, soft pillows, everything that I thought would give me comfort, but because it was so alien to me, it made me uncomfortable. And it took me 6 months to feel okay. It's been 3 years now, and there's still some lingering things from being incarcerated that long that still haunt me to this day. If I'm ever in a hotel or anything and I hear the maid cart going by and I'm asleep, I'll wake up thinking it's chow time. And you know what? I think these things might be with me forever, but to say that I am eternally grateful today is an understatement. I have a beautiful wife, I've got a son, I've got a truck, I've got a boat, I've got a great job in my profession that I wanted. I have support from family and friends and everything, and this stuff had to be earned. I came home and I got it. All these uncomfortable things, I put myself straight out there, and I refused to take no for an answer. I refused to fail or go back to that life. I was determined to succeed, and after 3 years, I can say that I feel successful for once in my life. I feel proud of who I am. I'm a good father. I'm a good husband. I have great friends. I have great clients. I have a great career. Am I satisfied? I'd say I'm satisfied, but I'm still continuing to push because I'm not where I want to be yet. And I think I will always chase my dreams, and I'll never take for granted where I came from. So I know this was a long, kind of drawn out story. There's plenty more to come with it, but I hope this gives you some kind of understanding about what it feels like to come home. I hope you never have to experience that. I hope you never have to go through the things that I went through. But I want to tell you, if you're a free person, if you're healthy, be grateful, because not everybody is living like that. Thanks for watching. I have a lot more in store. Please like, comment, and share this content to somebody. Help me get out there. If you want to look at some of my tattoos or some of my art, go on Instagram at slickphillips_art. Until next time, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. I really love y'all. Bye.